All right, let's try now and have this conversation. The Northwest government reportedly deploying 35 vehicles to escort tourists. And this, of course, comes amid fears of crime, as some of the areas have been flagged as hotspots for criminal activity. And it comes as the province has seen some attacks of visitors traveling to some destinations in the province. And this is not the only province, to be facing this kind of challenge. So let's speak to Dr. Hans Kekana, Head of Department at Northwest Community Safety and Transport Management. Thank you so much for your time. Is it true that it's 35 vehicles, and how is it all going to work?
Thank you very much. Indeed, 35 plus vehicles in the province, but these vehicles are mainly bought to enhance law enforcement in the province, mainly on our major routes, our N4, N12, N18, and the most notorious route that our tourists have been attacked along the R556 towards Sun City. But the main thing is that the vehicles are not strictly for tourism escort, but they are meant for highway patrol, visibility on our highways and so on. But what we've also picked up is that most of the tourists coming from Johannesburg use the N4, and when they enter into the northwest border, they take the off-turn towards Sun City. That's where most of the incidents are happening. So we've since deployed some of our cars on the N42. We've got N41, which is the Skelpad Neck towards Swartregens, and N42 Swartregens towards the border of Gauteng and Northwest toll gate. So that's the road that's frequently utilized by our tourists, and we want to make sure that they're safe.
And I suppose the cooperation then from the hospitality industry and the establishments they're going to will then be critical in ensuring that, there is, of course, the safety aspect that is taken care of.
Indeed, we have, in fact, through our Department of Economic Development, the acting head of department there, established a team with Sun City Security. We are meeting on a weekly basis just to look into other potential threats of tourists. This past Tuesday, the Deputy Minister of Police launched the safety campaign in Muruleng and did the walkabouts along the Sun City shopping complex and Muruleng, just to ensure that the safety of tourists is a priority. So through this joint operation of ourselves, Sun City, and today N4, Bakwena Highway, also donated 2 cars. They give us these cars every year, this time of the year, until the end of January, to enhance the capacity that we already have. So it's a stakeholder campaign to fight the scourge of crime, especially against our tourists.
Have you been able to establish who's behind these attacks?
Look, these are pure criminal activities. We haven't established who's behind it, but police are definitely working around the clock to apprehend some of the criminals. You recall that in the Northwest, in the longest of time, there's just been 4 of these incidents. One, in fact, incident in particular happened inside Sun City. The others were all along on our routes. The other 2 were actual robberies. The other one was an attempt. So there have not been frequent incidents in the longest of time in the province, but because our police are hard at work, especially on our highways and byways, now the shift, criminals have a funny way of operating. When they get pressure in some provinces, they move to other provinces where they think that it is softer to operate. The Northwest is not a playground. We're not going to make sure that we hit them hard.
What impact would you say? I know that, you're saying that there haven't been that many, incidences, but it's likely to also put a dent possibly on, tourists who wouldn't want to come through. So let's talk about that and the implications thereof, because this also further compounds the system because you may find that some establishments close down, there's job losses and all of that. So has there been any impact to that effect?
Look, the tourism generally, the impact on tourism started way back, and it was enhanced by COVID. So we are now on the recovery mode, and we don't want any other disturbances during this recovery process. So the impact is there of criminality, like it happens anywhere else. Once people hear that, tourists were attacked in such and such, and this thing happens all over the world. It's not only in the Northwest or in South Africa, but what we do with it is more important to us than the recurrence thereof. So the impact that we rather prefer to talk about is the impact that we make to make sure that there's no recurrence of such instances and that police clamp down on these criminals. They get arrested, and we make sure that our tourists are safe. The impact we want to make, more than the impact that the negativity of the criminal activities has on our tourism, the impact we want to make is to see more people come to visit the province and as a safe province to come and have fun and enjoy.
As a final question then, are you able to tell us, because these are measures that you're putting in place also, as you say, to ensure that there's safety on all fronts. How much is the province spending on this?
Look, the province is a joint operation. It's not only on traffic, it's a joint operation of both South African police and province. I don't have the figures now. I'm sure it's information we can easily share with yourselves, just to show that the impact is what we are focusing on today. Yeah. The provincial commissioner, the national police commissioner, through the provincial commissioner, launched a new set of boots on the ground. 276 new police officers passed out today at our parade in Muruleng, and this is the additional law enforcement over and above the cars that we have and the traffic police that are already on the ground. And so the quantity is not only monetary, but it's also on the boots on the ground to make sure that we have a safety festive season.
Yeah, and certainly that's important, and one hopes that you do see the desired outcome there, because as you say that this is an industry that also needs to recover fully post-COVID. So let's see then how those efforts are, and we'll continue then to get updates from yourself. That is Dr. Hans Kekana, Head of Department at the Northwest Community Safety and Transport Management.